It's no secret that this YouTube channel exists to promote yachts that are for sale. A clue is in the name of the channel, of course. My job becomes a whole lot easier though when our brokers bring in listings like this. A 120-foot yacht built in 2013 with a very unique history indeed that I think makes her rather special. If you look at the outside of the yacht, you'll see the brand of Ocean Alexander, a production yacht manufacturer that has its factory in Taiwan. This book though should not be judged from its cover, because if you look closer, underneath one logo is that of another, Christensen. When Ocean Alexander decided to build larger yachts such as this, they decided the wisest thing to do would be to approach a builder with greater experience in the field of large composite superyacht construction. So they asked Christensen to do it for them. And so it was that Dream Weaver was built entirely by the gods of large composite yacht production, Christensen themselves. The moulds for the hull and the superstructure, the engineering, the cabinetry, every detail of this yacht is in fact a Christensen. And if you take a look around her, it really shows. Entering the main lounge from the aft deck, you're greeted by a marble lobby area leading to a sumptuous carpeted lounge. Burwood cabinetry topped by rich marble and the finest of woods is a line I use in many videos, but there's a reason for that. It all works so well together, and when it's executed to this level of quality, it's such a joy to be on board. I love this floor plan too. By placing the sizable dining table to port and on, let's face it, a far more appropriate marble flooring, it creates a sense of space in the area that is really quite remarkable, especially remarkable when you walk down this corridor and into a simply gorgeous master stateroom that stretches across the full beam of the vessel and benefits from these tall side windows. Such an elegant and comfy area, and with one of the best ensuite bathroom arrangements I have ever seen on a yacht of this size. Now you will have noticed that we passed through a fairly long corridor to get to the stateroom. That corridor serves a very important purpose. Not only is there a day head off to starboard, along with a storage locker, but just look at what's through here. Again, I am simply astonished at the size of this galley, an outstanding working area and also a good second crew mess. We will be looking at the crew quarters a little later, by the way, but first let's take a look at the arrangements on the bridge deck, which is also not without its surprises. The Sky Lounge here is full beam, really comfortable with that curved sliding door to the aft deck, winning more interior space. It speaks volumes about the builder though that such a large area on this deck has been dedicated to the bridge and the captain's cabin. Again, I have never seen such a large and well-appointed bridge on a yacht of this size, never. And the addition of a well-proportioned captain's cabin here too is an indication of the thought that has gone into the layout of this yacht. Now, before we look below deck, which has a more traditional layout, I wanted to take a moment explaining to you how it is that Christensen managed to pack so much into that main deck. And the secret lies here at the bow. You see, the bow on Dreamweaver is considerably higher than would be considered the norm in yacht design. With most yachts, if you follow the line of the bow going aft, you'll see that it's just a little bit higher than the floor of the main deck. On Dreamweaver though, if you follow the line going aft, it's a little bit higher than the ceiling of the main deck, allowing Christensen to bring so much interior volume forward without spoiling the lines of what's actually a very elegant looking vessel. My videographer Max and I had a look around the yacht before we filmed, and as we opened door after door, we'd look at each other and we'd say, wow, this really is quite an astonishing yacht. That is to take nothing away from the staterooms below deck, which, as I mentioned, is a more traditional layout. 4 staterooms occupy this deck, 2 of which are twins and 2 doubles. Something I really do appreciate about American builders is that they don't hold back on the size and the quality of their mattresses. And although it may sound like a ridiculous detail to mention, it does make such a difference, and it makes each stateroom look so much more inviting. And again, in keeping with American design, each ensuite has a really well-sized shower too. I like this yacht more and more as I look around her. And because I know you do like to see these little details, just take a look at how nicely the watertight doors have been concealed behind these panels. We'll talk later about the yacht building standards Dreamweaver was built to, but it is good to see that Christensen keep aesthetics under control at all times. And talking of things that I know you like to see, let's take a look at the crew accommodation. In addition to the larger mess that we saw in the galley, there's also a smaller crew mess in the crew quarters, where 2 washers and 2 dryers are also located. The 3 cabins in this area all have twin bunks, with the upper bunk being particularly wide and the ensuite bathrooms far larger than I expected. Even the crew themselves spoke well of this area. On deck, Dreamweaver continues to impress. The sun deck has such a spacious feel to it. No attempt to hide a hot plate underneath a closing lid. This is a proper barbecue station, and proud of it. The jacuzzi tub is well proportioned. There's plenty of space for dining and sunbathing. Hard to know what more one could ask of a sun deck. I suspect that formal dining will usually be on the bridge deck aft, and again, what a great size. Enough room even for a bar and a seating area in addition to the extendable table. You can also fit a 19-foot tender here. We're looking at the deck in at-anchor configuration at the moment. And this is repeated again on the main deck aft, so that you really are spoiled for choice as far as al fresco dining is concerned. Before we take a look at the yacht underway though, let's take a moment to look at where the magic happens. In the engine room. Here the Christensen heritage is very apparent. The engineer on board spoke very highly of the well thought out layout of this space, and where everything is easy to find, easy to access, and as a result, easy to maintain. Talk to engineers on other yachts if you get the opportunity. It's rare that they will have such high words of praise. And the well paired hull design with the MTU 2000 series engines has resulted in spectacular efficiency. This is a yacht with a top speed of about 15.5 knots, although the captain tells me that he once saw 17 in quite extraordinary circumstances. She cruises at 12 knots, consuming about 50 gallons an hour. And the moment I shall remember from this film shoot is when the captain looked across at me in the bridge and with a big grin said, "We're burning just 20 gallons an hour at the moment." We were doing 8 knots at the time. This is very impressive for a yacht of this size. As I said at the beginning of this video, the Yachts for Sale YouTube channel is here to promote yachts that are for sale. So of course, as I look around a yacht, I try to find its most positive attributes and then highlight those in the video. I'm a yacht marketeer, but I also know enough about yachts from my experience as a broker and also with a builder to appreciate good engineering when I see it. Dreamweaver is basically a Christensen 164 put into more contained dimensions. She's built to ABS A1 classification. She's MCA LY2 compliant. You've seen that engine room. You've seen the size of the bridge. This is the first time that during a yacht video, I found myself texting fellow brokers and saying to them, you absolutely have to show your clients this yacht. And actually, if you do want to take a look on board in person and you're a qualified buyer, all I can say is make sure you're talking to the right person to arrange for a viewing on board. In this case, the right person is my highly experienced colleague, Brian Comite. He can get you reliable information about this yacht. He can arrange for you to have a visit on board, and his contact details are on screen now.